Hello, my name is Rupert and welcome to Story Corner. Today's story is called Little Miss Woke. Little Miss Woke used to live a very ordinary life, doing ordinary things like swimming, chatting with friends and getting drunk. That is, until she got offended online. Someone she didn't know tweeted about something she knew nothing about, which caused many people to get very angry. Little Miss Woke didn't like that she was missing out. Some would even say she suffered with FOMO, the fear of missing out. Little Miss Woke decided there and then that she would dedicate her life to rid the world of anything that might possibly cause offence to somebody somewhere. Day after day, night after night, she scrolled and scrolled, looking for something that she would class as offensive, and then she would troll that unsuspecting person. After a few weeks of this, Little Miss Woke decided she would cut her own hair, become a vegan, and wear non-conformist clothing. One day, Little Miss Woke was walking along a path on her way to the local artisan coffee shop to get her vegan hazelnut mocha macchiato with almond milk when Mr. Bump accidentally bumped into her. Little Miss Woke exploded. "I will not be suppressed by your patriarchy," she said. "You cannot and will not defeat us with your misogynistic ways. Down with men, power to women, #MeToo, #MeToo. Mr. Bump tried to apologise, but he called her Miss, which was now the incorrect pronoun as detailed in her Twitter bio. Little Miss Woke flew into a frenzy. Little Miss Woke went and sat in the park with her coffee. Mr. Happy walked by with his dog. "Who's a good girl? Have you enjoyed your walk? Good girl," he said lovingly. Little Miss Woke spat out her coffee. "Why have you assigned gender of that poor animal? Who are you to assign gender? Are you God? Did you ask? No, you didn't. Typical male. You think because it can't talk, you can do what you like. Well, you can't, you ignoramus." Mr. Happy wasn't happy any longer. He wasn't used to such negativity and anger, and he started to cry. He and his dog walked away with their heads held low. As Little Miss Woke turned, she saw a wizard. "You seem to be very angry," said the wizard. "Why is this?" "There is so much oppression in the world, and us who are not white, straight or male are severely downtrodden and abused by the patriarchy," she said. "What has happened to you for you to have this opinion?" said the wizard. Little Miss Woke became flustered and began to raise her voice. "That is exactly what I'm talking about. This condescending attitude all men have. It makes me sick." The wizard held up his wand and waved it over Little Miss Woke. "What are you doing, you creep?" she said. "I have cast a spell on you," he said as Little Miss Woke interrupted him. "So, you're trying to control me with magic? Typical male." "No, I've cast a spell on you to make all electronic screens seem blurry and also make you only speak your truth." "WTF does that mean?" she said. "It means you will not be able to view any social media or TV of any kind, and anything you say will be your opinion and not that of anyone else." And then he vanished. Little Miss Woke started to walk home confused. On the way, she tried to go on Facebook, but she could not see the screen. This made her very angry. A minute later, she walked by Dr. Makewell. He was handing out flyers advertising the MMR vaccine at his surgery. Little Miss Woke's blood started to boil. "Oi!" she said. "Why are you giving these leaflets out? Don't you know that these vaccines save lives and prevent an outbreak of deadly disease?" Little Miss Woke was shocked. What had she just said? She ran off in a panic. Around the corner, she passed a shop which had an advert in the window saying, "Male life models wanted for the study of the male form." She was furious and poked her head through the door. "Hey, you! That sign in your window is totally acceptable." Frightened by what she'd said, she ran home and locked the door. For the next month, with no access to social media, Little Miss Woke continued to speak her truth and slowly became less angry. Her friends started talking to her, and she even started taking care of herself again. One morning, the wizard appeared in her kitchen. "Hello," he said. "How are you?" She said she was very well and thanked him for helping her. "I didn't realize I was hindering these causes and not helping them. I have now found ways to actually make a real difference. I can now help others rather than shouting angrily at people just to look cool because their views didn't match what I thought were my own. How can I ever thank you?" Just keep helping people and ignore those narcissistic, opinionated people who troll the internet, as they are but a small, insignificant few who do more harm than good. Stick to the real causes that actually make a difference, he said. "Oh, and one thing I noticed you hadn't changed yet. Get a real haircut. That one is shit." And they both laughed. The end. Wasn't that lovely? Please join us next time in Story Corner. Until then, goodbye.